Got it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Good deal. We got it started. So we are finishing up the behavior rehearsal. And so what we are doing number 6. And what we have to do is review the videos. You know, the peach tantrums, the difficulty at nap time, and the tantrum with the teacher.
Yes.
So, okay, you have that right there? Okay, and here's my video. So what did you write there?
That peaches fell on the floor, that the peaches had fallen on the floor.
Okay.
They were crying. This wasn't my, was crying. Is that my newest ones? Oh, here we go. This is my better written one.
All right. Okay.
Okay. The peaches fell on the floor. They don't have, they didn't have any more.
Okay.
So he got mad
Right.
fell down on the floor
Okay.
and was crying and screaming. The consequences of it was he was taken back to the classroom. And then my comment was he was offered a banana instead.
Right. Exactly.
So, but he didn't want that. He wanted the peaches.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So.
And then, when he was taken back to his classroom.
Okay.
He was hitting the teacher with toys.
Yeah.
And throwing toys across the classroom. And the consequence was the teacher took the toys away.
Okay.
And the teacher let him know that it hurt her.
Right.
When it happened.
Yeah, because he threw the toy at her? Okay. All right, that's kind of what I did too. I put the antecedent that they were eating snack, but that the peaches fell on the floor is very, I like that one too, because that's what happened. Yeah. And he was throwing himself on the floor. He was screaming and throwing toys and hitting. And then the consequence, he was, as you said, giving a choice whether to have a banana. He was still hungry, but he was dead set
on the peaches.
On the peaches, and and the teacher was very calm, and she stated that, you know, he wanted those peaches even though they fell on the floor. And then she was saying that it was dirty. He could not have them, but he could have a banana.
Right.
But he was not having it.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so then at the rest time, what did you put?
I put down that they were then I said it was nap time. He was crawling around the floor trying to play with Wyatt.
Okay.
Which was the other child. Was helped back to his bed.
Okay.
That was the consequences of his actions. Was he was helped back to his bed.
Right.
And then was the incident for the next one was once he was put back on the bed, he was kicking and hitting the teacher. I'm guessing because, and now this is the problem, is Leslie was saying she was not coming over. And that's what I was understanding as the consequences.
Okay, right.
Because Leslie, the other teacher, told him she would not come over until he was listening to, I think it was Debbie's words.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm understanding was the consequences is that he wanted Leslie, but I'm but this is just what I saw.
Okay, right.
And I'm not for sure what the and another thing is if she wants him to ask, I think what I was understanding was she was wanting him to ask for Leslie to come over.
Okay.
I think that's, yeah. So.
Right.
And then another thing that happened at nap time was climbing on a table. And then because he would not stay on his cot or stay on his mat because of it, the dinosaur had to go away.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I think they were saying that toys were not allowed during nap time.
Oh, what I was understanding is I thought I had heard that if you did not stay in the cot, then the dinosaur had to go away.
Oh, okay.
But that might have been just because, I thought that's what I heard. But
yeah,
I'm
that's
not
okay.
For sure.
Right.
So.
But that was good. And
because
right.
I know that we've done that with our group. If they don't rest. And the toy is, if the stuffed animal they have is the distraction.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to go away.
Okay.
So.
Well, good. And that, okay. And then, you know what I really see? I see that you're writing what you're seeing. And there's no judgments in there.
Right.
Or, he's angry or he's upset, but you just wrote down what you saw. Good job. All right. I wrote it happened at the rest time. He was kicking the teacher, getting off of his mat, bringing toys onto the mat, and the consequence, he gets put back on his mat, and he keeps kicking mat and teacher. And the comments, she said, "Go lay on your mat. Do you need help? Do you need me to help you, or can you get on your mat?" I thought that was really good, that he was giving choices. You know, do you want to get on your mat, or do you need me to help you get on your mat?
Right.
I really like that, because those are really good words to use.
Yes.
Because I think that encourages cooperation.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, we've seen that.
Exactly.
I mean, like under the table, when our friends go under the table.
Right.
If I give them the choices, you can come out on your own, or I can help you. 90% of the time, they'll come out on their own.
Right.
Because they want to make that choice. But it's giving them the thought that they made the choice.
Exactly.
It's like, yes, I need you to come out, and you can choose how you come out.
Yeah.
So you can come out on your own, or I can help you.
Right.
So
I like that. Were you able to look at the one on the computer?
Yes,
okay.
What I was understanding was he had to give up a turn.
Yeah.
I think it was with the TV, but I'm not for sure. Mm-hmm. So I wrote down that he had to give up turn with the TV. What I'm understanding, he hit a friend. And so the teacher talked with him and talked about taking turns. And then after that, he started crying and screaming. Mm-hmm. And then the teacher pretty much just kind of helped him find something else to do.
Yeah.
I mean, she kind of talked to him and calmed him down a little bit, but then turned around and helped him find something else to do.
Right. I really liked the way she was reflective and tried to put feeling words, you know, into how, you know, his body was telling her.
Yes.
How she wasn't totally sure, but I can see that you're really upset that you're not, you know, able to go. You know, I think what the story was, that he was on the computer and he had to give his turn was up.
Okay.
You know, because she kept saying, like, you had a turn.
Yeah,
it was a long turn.
Yeah, I knew it was a turn. I just wasn't for sure. I was thinking it was the TV. I couldn't tell. I was like, well, there's a TV there, so maybe it's on the TV.
The monitor.
Yeah, I was like, I see this here. You know, I see that you've got to give up a turn. So,
and I really like that she used, can we take a deep breath? Mm-hmm. You know, because he was like arching his back, and you know, he was really screaming.
Well, and I also liked how she used, when one of the friends came up and asked for a turn, she kind of used. And I think that he could hear that he gave the example that we gotta share our turn. Right. You know, I mean, and whatever the little boy's name, he just had to give up his turn because it was somebody else's turn. So we have to wait our turn. She gave that example to the other child, which also kind of made him hear it too. Right. So.
And then also what I like is she let him know, well, later on, if you want to put your name on the list, you can have a turn after, you know, you get up, you know, later on in the afternoon. Right. Which I thought was really good. You know, that she gave.
I wrote that in my comments, but I guess I didn't.
Yeah, that she gave that choice, you know, that if you do want another turn, I can see that you really liked what you were doing. Let's put your name on the list. But he was dense and he wanted it right
then and there. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to wait sometimes.
I know.
When you want something. And that's what I've had to talk to, you know, when we've got friends. We all have to wait. I mean, that's part of it. Exactly. And I know it's hard. Yeah. It's really hard to wait. Right. But we all have to do it. Yeah. So we'll wait, but you don't have to wait right here. Because, you know, we do the swings. Yeah. You don't have to wait here.
Exactly.
You can play, and I'll remember that your turn's next.
Right. So that's a good way of doing it, too. And I thought it was really, you know, and the consequences, I think, or the comments would be that, you know, she was able to redirect them in time. You know, I think there was something, airplane or something that they could make together, or there was something enticing that he wanted to do, I guess, the day before, but he wasn't able to do. He goes, remember we have that? He goes, and then he goes, but let's go do that. So that was really good too. And to use, you know, can we take a deep breath? And I thought it was really good that she was holding him and he was letting her hold him. Mm-hmm. You know, like there wasn't like a holding like that, but it was a genuine hug. Yes. you know, where there was physical contact and they, you know, enjoyed being together. And I thought that was really good. Good. Okay, I made up a sheet, you know, of just like pretend, you know, comments, you know, from our class.
Copy.
Oh, okay, great. And so I thought we could look at that and just see if we could find, because one of our skill set rubrics is that we want to, let's see, okay. But we want that you will become very familiar with this tool and become confident in using this data to determine the reason behind the behavior.
Okay.
So I thought that like we can look at this and just see if we see like a common thread or a common theme, you know, that we can figure this out. So do you want to read?
Okay, so the first one was, it's Calvin is the Child. It happened on May 5th at 10:40, Beijing CNET. I wrote it down. And transitioning to outdoor time, waiting by the doors, screaming loudly in children's space, and then the consequences, the other child moves away and cries. Okay, so next one was 8:30 on the 6th. Class meeting, sits down and puts his face 3 to 5 inches from the child next to him. Getting into a child's bubble. The child pushed him away and he fell out of his chair. His mom told me, and for comments, his mom told me he didn't sleep well.
Yeah.
And then on the 10th, transitions to outdoor time, sitting in the book corner. Spitting in a child's face was the specific behavior. The consequences, the child cries and yells loudly. Then on the 12th, coming inside to read a book for the end of the day, kept poking his neighbor with his finger. The child screamed and poked him back.
Okay.
Okay.
So is there kind of like a common thread that we see there that, you know, like a behavior?
It's when it's structural time or transition time, really.
Okay.
It kind of seems like it's his trigger.
Okay. That's a good point. Structural time. And the transition time, yeah. Those are very good. What else do we see?
I mean, he's in personal space. Seems like it's
okay.
He doesn't really quite. He gets in a lot of people's personal space.
Okay. True. And then what's the outcome of that?
Well, the kids scream.
Okay.
Do we still need to pause that?
Yeah, we have a little bit more time.
Okay. The kids scream and they either react with punching or not punching, poking him is what I want to say. The kid screams or cries, or one of the children pushed him.
Yeah.
So he does get the consequences from the from what the children's reactions are.
So do you think this is something? So what do you think he's gaining from this behavior?
Well, I think that it's not the consequences from the children is not really impacting him.
Okay.
I think it's more the teachers are going to have to really get more involved with that.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, talking to him about the expectations of the room, maybe even when he does poke or get into somebody's personal space, instead of moving the child.
Yeah, here, I'm going to stop this.